The White Lotus is back for more razor-sharp wit, brilliant satire and deliciously depressing relationships set against a beautiful backdrop. It's time to talk about Season 2.
Whenever I stay at a White Lotus, I always have a memorable time. Always.
Welcome to the White Lotus in Sicily.
La Dolce Vita.
You guys are here to learn about your Sicilian roots? Sounds like a fun boys' trip.
Wasn't supposed to be a boys' trip.
We're on a family vacation right now, and it's just the three of us, because all the women in our family hate you.
Please, can we just drop it?
Hello and welcome to Screen OD, the channel for people who love TV, movies and streaming. My name is Tim. I'm an editor and a journalist who's been writing and talking about the industry for more than 15 years. And today we have a real treat for anyone who loves comedy. Now, if you're not familiar with The White Lotus, there was a Season 1 of this show. But the good news is you don't need to have seen that to enjoy Season 2, although I do recommend you go back and watch it if you have a chance. This is an anthology series, which means that everything that's going to happen in Season 2 pretty much stands alone. There is one main character who crosses over into Season 2, but it's not necessary to know her backstory to enjoy this one.
Now that he's loaded, you think he regrets marrying such a dud?
What is going on with you?
There's a reason they invited us here.
It's like you sold your company, you got rich, and now he's your best friend.
Are these the kind of people we're gonna be hanging out with now?
Did you vote, babe? Be honest.
I did. Didn't I?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so what's this one all about? Well, if you know Season 1 and you're familiar with most stories on television, you'll know that there's often trouble in paradise, and Season 2 of The White Lotus is certainly no exception. This idyllic luxury resort in Sicily is rocked at the beginning of the show by the discovery of a body floating in the sea just off the resort, and it turns out that this isn't the only problem in the hotel. This is something that causes alarm in the management, and of course, we then go back a week to find out what exactly might be going on.
Flirting is one of the pleasures of life,
You're 80 years old.
but the women I desire remain young. You can relate to that.
The White Lotus is created by Mike White for HBO. Season 1 of the show aired in 2021 in July and became an enormous hit with critics and with viewers alike. In fact, it then went on to the 74th Emmy Awards to become the biggest winner on the night, taking home 10 awards. It was set in a luxury hotel in Hawaii. Now, the theme here is that in Season 2, we are again set in another version of The White Lotus, but this time it is a luxury hotel in Sicily. So this is a show that's about relationships. Just like Season 1, we see relationships between couples, married couples, and those within a family group. Two of the main couples are Cameron, who is a kind of wealthy financier, and his wife Daphne, who appears to be quite downtrodden at the beginning of the show. And then Cameron's friend Ethan, who is a kind of workaholic who has made a lot of money and done well, and his wife Harper, who is an employment lawyer. Immediately, we start to see prickly relationships between each of them, and across those relationships starting to develop.
I just wanted to inform you that my good friends here, they're going to be visiting me this week, coming and going.
They come and go.
See you later. Bye.
I see.
Also at the resort, we have the DiGrasso family. We have 3 generations of this Italian-American family on the search of their roots in Sicily. We have Bert, who is the grandfather, who's constantly flirting with every female member of staff. We have Dom, who is the son, who seems to be not accompanied by his wife and his daughter because of infidelity issues, it appears. And also we have Albie, who is the grandson.
You bring your assistant to a vacation with your husband.
It's not like she's gonna be in our bed and stuff. I don't know what's going on with Greg, but I think it's bullshit. I think he's having an affair.
We also have the return of the fantastic character Tanya Mcquaid, who's the only person who makes it from Season 1 to Season 2, played by the exceptional Jennifer Coolidge. She is a very, very wealthy woman who is an incredible character, and you'll see why when you watch the story. Now, if you remember Season 1, she was in a relationship at the end of that with a guy called Greg. She is still in that relationship, but there is now kind of trouble in that relationship, and it's not going very well. Now, she has with her a personal assistant called Holly, and her story gets tied up quite quickly with that of Albie from the DeGrasso family. So as you might expect, if you know anything about how these stories work, things start getting intertwined very quickly. Add in 2 sex workers, Mia and Lucia, who are circling the resort looking for wealthy customers for their business, and Valentina, who runs the hotel and the resort, and you have yourself quite the set of characters for this exceptional series.
I've seen a lot of guys who make all this money and they just start acting different.
You guys party?
Lady Molly.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
That's fun.
That's fun.
At the heart of this story, just like in season 1, you have a murder mystery, but this is far more than just a whodunit. This is a story of power and politics and relationships and people. This is about money and how money corrupts. This is about how people and relationships can start to fester if people aren't honest with each other and they don't treat each other in the right way. This is about how people can be driven to doing extraordinary things when they are trapped in places with people that they don't want to be. It's a biting satire, it's a brilliant comedy, but it's also a show that really does make you think. How the other half live isn't necessarily how I want to live. And, you know, you might think differently about wanting to be rich when you watch this show. The casting in this show as well is really, really good. You've got great chemistry between some of the lead actors in the kind of couples relationship. You've got Aubrey Plaza and Will Sharpe, Theo James and Meghann Fahy, and they really play off each other well. You also have great performances from the likes of DiMarco and The Sopranos, Michael Imperioli in the show, and of course, no one can ever forget the fantastic Jennifer Coolidge, who is back as Tanya. And as always, every scene she is in, well, she steals.
Just been a series of very bad decisions.
You've had very bad luck. Best thing about luck is it can always change.
Italy's just so romantic. You're gonna die. They're gonna have to drag you out of here.
If you are looking for comedy, for satire, for drama, for brilliant performances, excellent direction, and a fantastically beautiful backdrop, then you need look no further than The White Lotus. This is a show the likes of which does not come along very often, so you should savour it. It's available to watch in the UK on Sky and on the streaming service Now, and in the US on HBO. I hope you've enjoyed the review. Thanks so much for watching. Please do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to Screen OD.